The Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, presents the 13-part groundbreaking documentary series, Seeing is Believing. A production of Nasarawa State Government, Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism. Don't miss this unique chronicle. See the vision of His Excellency Umaru Tanko Al-Makura for Nasarawa State unraveled in the documentary series Seeing is Believing.
I have always said Nasarawa State is a state in harmony.
Produced and directed by Zoom award-winning film director Yakubu Dalai. Every Saturday, 7:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. on NTA. Don't miss Seeing is Believing.
We have no justification as leaders to leave our schools in this state of decay and expect that we are delivering any dividend to anybody.
States now in the Federation are declaring state of emergency in education, especially in northern Nigeria. And I'm happy with what I've seen in Nigeria, in Nasarawa State, what the governor has done.
Has brought life to public schools where the children of the downtrodden can also go to school.
What the governor of Nasarawa State has done is a revolution of sorts.
The speed with which we conform to the directives of the military command to ensure we succeeded in getting this school to Lafia is legendary.
We want to also appreciate the establishment of the Command Science Secondary School. It is the first of its kind in the country.
No any other state government has assisted an institution of learning, particularly Federal University, as much as your government did in the last 6 years.
Once you are in a state of emergency, you cannot be pragmatic. You have to have a quick fix to be able to achieve some desired result.
In 2011, when Umaru Tanko Al-Makura became governor, the educational sector in Nasarawa State was in a condition of corrosive decay. Governor Umaru Tanko Al-Makura then declared a state of emergency on education in Nasarawa State.
His Excellency, the Governor of Nasarawa State, consider education as one of his major priorities in this government.
When the governor assumed duty in 2011, the conditions as it affects the primary schools in these states were just like a horror house in the state.
In the past, the peasants, the poor, have been excluded from partaking in quality education.
Before now, yes, public schools were running, but between 2011, before his intervention, you find out that they were almost dead, the public schools.
Virtually in almost every local government, every ward if you go, the situation is the same.
Before 2011, you realize that the common man has lost hope, because to go to school and that before that time, you need income.
Today we are having over 3,000 primary and secondary schools in the South, both private and public schools. From getting this census, it will enable the state government to plan effectively how to run the system of education in the South.
In primary schools, new classes are constructed, and the multi model storyboarding is also being introduced in all local corners of the state. All the local government development areas are benefited in this storyboarding, which comprise of each block will comprise of 8 classrooms with convenience and solar system of light that will provide for powering computer training within the block of classrooms. And the existing smaller ones are renovated.
Anyone who passes through Nasarawa for the first time in this part of Nigeria, we are seeing primary schools constructed as universities, and our able governor.
He has brought life to public schools where the children of the downtrodden can also go to school.
As it is today, His Excellency is providing over 68,000 chairs and desks for primary school pupils, and also in the secondary school level.
Also the furnishing, apart from the local one that has been manufactured, the local carpenters produces the one they locally. Also, importation of the same has been made from China. Over 37,000 sets of tables and chairs have been imported and being covered, which are meant to provide for primary schools.
Ta'al, during his campaign, made a pledge that he was going to make the public school in Nasarawa State attractive, and is going to develop the capacity of the school system that will make the private school unattractive. I can assure you that already the private school in Nasarawa State have become unattractive.
Considering the strategic importance of education as fulcrum of development, Governor Tanko Al-Makura sees and ensures that every child gets equal opportunity to education, whether children of the rich, children of the poor, whether residing in the villages or in the urban areas. But more importantly is his strong emphasis on girl-child education.
Family of girls. In fact, I was born after 6 girls. That is why I am called Tanko Namata, meaning that who comes after girls. And I'm blessed with daughters and granddaughters. I consider women precious, valuable, and very close to my heart, because we have come a long way. Not just because of the adage that if you educate a girl, you educate the nation, but because women are equal partners in our country's quest towards development and progress. So I endorse the He for She campaign.
We have about 465 public secondary schools in the state. Most of them were dilapidated because this is what we have inherited from the past administration.
Some of the governors, not all of them, some of the governors, it appears as if they want to leave the populace in perpetual illiteracy so that they can use them every 4 years. And I'm happy with that, what I've seen in Nasarawa State, what governor has done.
All boarding schools are being renovated and are being provided with facilities that were not available before, like the toilet facilities, the water recirculation system with the alternative source of water. That's borehole with solar light that will continue to provide water with or without electricity. And renovation of the classrooms and provision of information. All this are being done and monitored by the Ministry of Health. As I'm talking to you now, over 7 secondary schools have been provided with such facilities, and it is ongoing. And the entrance routes into the schools are also being constructed. We've already started in Lafia, and that of Government College Place is also in the pipeline.
We have seen secondary school wearing new faces.
From my observation, what I think is very, very necessary for all the schools is that all the schools have to have perimeter fencing. First of all, because the security challenges we are facing does not give us any comfort. Secondly, the hostels where these boys and girls sleep must be put in a state that will be conducive that any one of us could put our children.
Governor Umaru Tanko Al-Makura will eat the food that these students eat to see if it's edible.
Once you are food master, take off every responsibility from him. He should not teach. He should not have any house to supervise. His work should be feeding. Every food master in every school that has a minimum of 500 students, his work is to ensure their feeding.
And he will sit down on their desk, their seats in their classrooms, and even lie down on the mattress in their hostels. Now, all of these may appear very small, little, inconsequential gestures to some, but to these children, these students, Governor Umaru Tanko Al-Makura is trying to instill confidence and belief in them that they are cherished and important citizens of their state, and their government values them, and of course, the country loves our students as much as our students are learning to love our country through its history, which they learn in the class.
When I visited the school, I discovered the dormitories. And this is a girls' school, a school that is supposed to be given more care than even co-educational or boys' school because of the delicate nature of the female students. You will find that the whole dormitory that accommodates about 50 or 70 girls doesn't have a toilet within a vicinity of 10 or 20 meters. The nearest convenience this dormitory has is more than 75 meters from the dormitory. And you can imagine when a little girl of 15 years has a running system at 2 a.m. It's either she defecates within the dormitory or she puts her life in danger by going all the way out of the building at the risk of snakes and other reptiles. And you can imagine this happening during rainy season. So the challenges are so insurmountable, they are so multiple, and I feel we should, as stakeholders, take quick fix approach.
Let's go back to our history. Let's go to 1949. Kefi College was established as the second post-elementary school in the whole of northern Nigeria. Umaru College was number 1 in Katsina in 1921, and Kefi College was established in 1949. That is Government College Kefi, and Kefi is in Nasarawa State. So there's no way you can divorce the instrumentality of education, propriety of it all, with this environmental effect of Kefi. His Excellency Governor Umaru Tanko Al-Makura went to University. The breeding at that time, the culture, etiquette, and the training was different. That is what he's exemplifying, the body language and all. So these two things, he's been in alumnus of University and Government College Kefi informed the passion of education in the governor of Nasarawa State, Umaru Tanko Al-Makura.
The outcomes of the kind of investment Al-Makura is doing is not going to be a short-term matter. It is in the long run that people will really realize the genius in this man, that he has thought out what is desirable for this state and the kind of things that we require to do now so that the state will be in a better position in the future. If you are trying to look at between 2011 and now what has done in the university, it has never been done to that university before. First, we have road network. That he has done a road network of about 11 kilometers that cost him over 3 billion. He has provided hostels since the establishment of the university. We never had any additional hostel facilities. He has brought in 2 female hostels and 1 male hostel that will take at least 600 students at a go.
To us in the tertiary institution, we want to say bravo to Governor Umaru Tanko Al-Makura. He has done a lot to assist the institutions in the state. Before the coming of Umaru Tanko Al-Makura, almost 60% of the students were living off campus. Today we have 2 befitting hostels where quite a good number of students will go in there. We have all our students within the campus so that we can now have effective control of these students. And this is done courtesy of Umaru Tanko Al-Makura.
The School of Nursing, which was originally abandoned before we came on board, all of them are provided with state-of-the-art facilities and physical structure.
As far as performance is concerned, the governor has proved that before he became governor, he had genuine plans for our state. And before he became governor, he made up his mind for good service delivery.
Well, the most important thing about university education is that you research, so you have it published. So without this, if you don't have peer review, you don't go to other countries in Africa or in Nigeria or the world, will not be able to appreciate the advancement in that particular area of education.
We had an accumulated an allowance of the staff that is up to about 1.6 billion naira. And he has helped the university to liquidate it. Now we are just talking about the amount outstanding is just about in the region of 200 million out of 1.6 billion.
Fulafia gratefully and humbly appreciates the government's kind gesture of undertaking the construction of a female hostel now nearing completion at its permanent site. We will continue to commend the government for donating to the university soon after its establishment the old State Secretariat building, 206 hectares of land, vice chancellors and registered lodges, and electricity transformers.
He has been to Pakistan and he has seen the kind of things that they do as a University of Agriculture. And he came and sponsored 5 of us to go to Pakistan to see what they are doing with the hope that we can also replicate same in our own Faculty of Agriculture.
Our university wishes to specially acknowledge the donation of Al-Hato Arab Specialist Hospital, Lafia, by His Excellency to serve as for Lafia Teaching Hospital.
Since the last convocation that was done in 2008, there was not any other convocation, but he has made it possible for us to do convocation this year. So the things that he has done to that university are numerous, as far as I'm concerned.
I give the governor an excellent pass mark.
He has done a lot. I will continue to pray for him to do the lot for Nasarawa State.
Umaru Tanko Al-Makura went ahead to establish comprehensive special schools for people living with disabilities and revived technical, vocational and adult education centers, as well as nomadic and Almajiri schools in Nasarawa State. Governor Al-Makura then introduced free feeding in schools, abolished the payment of school fees, and revived the long-forgotten payment of scholarship allowance to students in tertiary institutions after 9 years. Aside these strides, Governor Umaru Tanko Al-Makura made it a policy of government to pay NECO fees for all students of Nasarawa State origin and introduced the e-library.
The Nasarawa State e-library project is part of the elaborate information and communication technology project of the government of Umaru Tanko Al-Makura. It consists of the construction of 2 giant e-libraries in Lafia and Kefi, which has a seating capacity of 200 digital readers at a time, and then 100 reader capacity in Akwanga, Karu, and Nasarawa. It is meant to be a hybrid library. That is, it consists of hard books, the typical hard books we used to know that exist in libraries, and digital materials. Every registered member of the library can access any e-resource of the library either within the premises of the library or in the comfort of his home or on his smartphone.